Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today is very exciting because I haven't done any kind of TBR jar or TBR prompt video in a while, and because I've kind of caught up on all the books that I was prioritizing the last couple months, I think it's finally time for me to do some kind of prompt video. I decided to let TBR prompts pick my reads for November. So instead of doing the whole jar thing, I actually found a few websites actually that do TBR prompts. So I found this one that has cards, and you pick a card and the card will give you a prompt. I have a little cart here that's actually not my TBR cart, but I just decided to use it for the video just so you guys can see. I also have my Kindle, and I do have a few books on my Kindle library, so those will be a part of the options as well. Up here I have all of my personal physical TBR. If you're surprised by the amount, I am right with you because I managed to cut it down a whole lot. And then down here I have library books, and yes, I'm crazy. I tend to put library books on hold and they end up coming faster than expected, and I have those down here. So let's just get into it. The very first prompt that I have here is highest rated on your TBR. So I have two books actually that I can pick for my highest rated. I have These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. I've really been keeping my eye on this book lately. I don't know if this is YA, but it is a fantasy book, and it is also a Romeo and Juliet retelling, which is so exciting because for a while I've been wanting to read some sort of Romeo and Juliet retelling. This one's about two different gangs, and I believe it also takes place in Shanghai. Especially after just seeing Chloe Gong interview Stephanie Garber, I've just been more in the mood to read this book, so I think I might choose this one. And I also have, ironically, talking about Stephanie Garber, I have A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber as well. But I think I'm going to be reading that book no matter what this month, so I'll put this one on my TBR. I said I was going to read this one as soon as it came out, and I've just been in a whole other book, so I am waiting to read this one next. And seeing as there's only like a few days left in the month, this one will probably be a November read. So I just realized that this website actually has a little wheel, so I'm going to use that instead. Okay, what is it? Set in Your Country. Okay, this is a little disappointing because I do have a book that I can choose from, and I'm not in the mood to read this book. I haven't been in the mood to read this book at all. I have Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. It is, out of all the books that I have on my TBR, this is the one book I have been avoiding reading because I bought it as soon as it came out. I have not been hearing good things, so it's been turning me off a little bit. I don't think I'll pick this up if I have it on my TBR for this month. So what I'm gonna do is check on my Kindle to see if any of these, I don't think any of these books take place in Canada. Those of you that are in the US probably a little bit lucky because you can choose from a lot of books. I'm actually gonna choose Powerless by Elsie because Powerless takes place in Canada. I think it's a fictional small town that is in Alberta, so I'm gonna choose Powerless because I really enjoyed reading Flawless, which you guys will hear about in my reading wrap-up. I read Flawless in October and I actually enjoyed it. I've mentioned so many times I didn't really enjoy Heartless. It was okay, it wasn't really my cup of tea, so I want to give the rest of the series a chance. If you didn't know, Powerless is part of the Chestnut Springs series. I believe there are 5 books in total. The 5th one just came out. It's the final one in the series. Each one is about either a brother or like a friend of the brothers and things like that. So I'm gonna choose Powerless by Elsie. Let's do a different one. One word title. Do I have a one word title here? I literally don't have a one word title here, so let's see on my Kindle. I don't have a one word title like at all. I'm gonna choose one that has like the whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna do The Inmate, and I'm just gonna say that's one word. We're gonna do The Inmate because the doesn't really count. In my opinion, I'm not gonna allow that to count. So we're gonna do The Inmate by Freida McFadden. I believe this is about a girl who works at a maximum security prison, and she actually knows an inmate there, and she's the reason that inmate is in prison. So sounds really cool. I really want to read that one. Let's get another prompt. I have 3 books so far and 2 already on my Kindle. Okay, my next one says significant other pick. I'm gonna choose one more book and then I'm gonna ask him to pick one, so I will get to that one after. So right now, let's pick another one. Over 500 pages. that one's easy for me. I'm going to choose Empire of Storms, but I'm also going to take Tower of Dawn as well because I do plan on tandem reading, and this one is 689 pages, and this one I believe is around the same, 660. So we're going to do the tandem read. I plan on doing it anyways, but that works out perfectly and kind of takes the pressure off of me a little bit. I asked my husband to pick for the significant other prompt, and I'm not really surprised. He picked The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. My husband just wants me to get through my physical TBR. I do have this one on my fall TBR, so that works out perfectly. I know this is a YA sort of mystery. If you don't know, this book is about a girl who receives an inheritance from a man that she's never met. She doesn't know him at all. There's a lot of like riddles and mystery to the whole story. I do think this is a series that if I read the first one, I wouldn't jump to the next one, so I think it'll work out perfectly. So that was easy. I only wanted to do 5 books. I technically ended up with 6 because of the tandem read, but these are the physical books that I will be reading this month. So we have The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong, Empire of Storms by Sarah J Maas, and of course I'll be reading it with Tower of Dawn by Sarah J Maas. Then on my Kindle I have Powerless by Elsie and The Inmate by Freida McFadden. Those are all the books that I will be reading for the month of November. Of course, like I mentioned, I 100% will be picking up A Curse for True Love. It's probably the very first book I will be reading for the month of November. I guess I'll technically be reading or possibly be reading 7 books this month. We'll see. Please let me know if any of these books are books you've read before or if they are books on your upcoming TBR. If you like this video, please do not forget to give it a like. And if you're not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.